Welcome students. Today we will understand some more pronouns. In the last class we understood about the kinds of pronouns. We also understood about the personal pronouns. And today in this class we will understand some more pronouns. So let's understand the next pronoun, which is called impersonal pronoun. Impersonal pronoun. Impersonal pronoun. What is impersonal pronoun? It when used. It when used as a nominative, as a impersonal nominative. Impersonal nominative of an impersonal verb. It is called impersonal pronoun. Now let's understand it. It when used as an impersonal nominative, as a subject. Impersonal nominative means when it doesn't indicate a person, whether it is male, female, okay? It doesn't indicate any person. It indicates somebody else, something, some object, something else, okay? So there is no personal feeling here in the subject. So when it indicates a subject which is impersonal, and this subject is of an impersonal verb also is impersonal. That means the verb shows some action which is not done by a person. It is called an impersonal. It is called an impersonal pronoun. For example, it rains, it thunders, it snows, it flows, it blows. So obviously if you pay attention here no noun is indicated. No noun is indicated actually. But if you pay attention to each of these sentences, you will come to know what noun is indicated here. And noun will be supplied from the verb itself. Okay. So when it says it rains, so here the reference is obviously to the rain. So here it means the rain rains. The rain rains. Similarly, it thunders. So what is thundering? What is thundering? The thunder is an action that is done by the clouds. Thundering is a type of noise. It is made by the clouds, and any type of noise, it is generally created by the cloud, but it can be created by some other natural objects also. So here it means the thunder thunders, the snow snows, and here flows. Flows what? So flow is obviously the river. So the river flows, the water flows. It blows. So what blows? Wind blows. Here you can also understand the cloud thunders generally. Generally it refers to the clouds. So here you can easily understand the real noun is hidden. Okay. You can understand it from the verb itself. Now let's understand the next one. Before we understand the next one, let's have a quick revision. What is impersonal pronoun? An impersonal, when it is used as an impersonal nominative, means as a subject of an impersonal verb. That is not the indicating the action done by a person. Okay, it shows the action done by the natural forces. Then it is called an impersonal pronoun. These are the examples. Now we will understand another important pronoun, which is called a reciprocal. Reciprocal pronoun. Reciprocal pronouns are those which are used without any preposition. That means there is no preposition in between them. For example, each other, one another. These are called the reciprocal pronouns and they are never used with a preposition in between. This is the third one, reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal means for each other. Okay. These are each other and one another. One another. So when we say, let's take one example. These are never used with a preposition in between and they indicate each other. That means one indicates the other and other indicates the one. Okay. The two brothers quarreled with each other. The three friends shared money with one another. So here reciprocal pronouns are each other and one another. These will be used in such situations where there are a number of people and they are trying to share something. Either it is a positive thing or it is a negative thing. As the first sentence indicates some negative thing and second indicates some positive thing. Now let's understand the next pronoun, which is called reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronoun, these are those pronouns which reflect the action done by the subject upon the subject. Done by the subject or done by the person or the thing indicated by the subject upon the subject. These pronouns turn back or reflect the action done by the subject subject means here done by the person or the thing indicated by the subject upon subject itself. Here the action done by the person or the thing which is indicated by the subject of the verb is reflected back upon the subject. So let's understand. He He hurt himself. He hurt himself. He slapped himself. So here you can see that the action is reflected back to the subject. Action done by the person or the thing is reflected back upon the subject. Action done by the person or thing that is indicated by the subject of the verb is reflected upon the subject itself. Here you can see he hurt himself. So action is reflected back to the subject. Okay. So this is the situation. In this happens in reflexive pronoun. Now let's understand what are the other uses of reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronoun, sometimes what happens that in case of poetry, in poems, a pronoun is used in the reflexive sense. So let's understand how it is used in a reflexive sense. In poetry, a pronoun is generally used in a reflexive way. In a reflexive way. Example, he lay him down to sleep. He lay him down to sleep. So here him, which is a pronoun, is used in a reflexive way. So he actually here him means himself. He lay himself down to sleep, but it is used in poetry only. Okay. Sometimes self is used as a noun. As a noun. Example, he cares nothing but self. He cares nothing but self. Be true to thyself. Okay, so in this way we can understand how self is used as a noun and how a pronoun is used in a reflexive way. So here we will proceed further. Let's understand. Now we will understand emphatic pronouns. Emphatic pronouns. As the name suggests itself, emphatic pronouns are used to put emphasis. And before we talk about emphatic pronouns, let me tell you one important thing about reflexive pronouns. What is that important thing? reflexive pronouns work as an object, these work as an object of the verb, as an object of the verb. These work as an object of the verb. Okay, this is the main characteristic. For example, he kicked himself. He kicked himself. So here you know that it is the object. It is the object of the verb. So this is the main characteristic. Now we will understand emphatic pronouns. Emphatic pronoun. These are compound personal pronouns. These are compound personal pronouns used for the sake of emphasis. Sake of emphasis. Emphasis means putting force. So let's understand. I myself have done this work. Have done this work. He saw the Prime Minister himself. He did this work himself. These are the examples. They themselves were responsible for it. They themselves were responsible for it. So here you can see that this compound personal pronoun is used for the sake of emphasis. Now how these are made? When you add self to the possessive pronoun, okay, both singular and of plural, then we find these emphatic pronouns. For example, you just understand, when self is added to my, our, his, her, your, okay, these are the possessive pronouns. When you add self to these and it also, and selves is added to them, our, and your. Okay, because these are used in plural, then we get these emphatic pronouns. For example, myself, ourself, himself, herself, it is him. Okay, herself, yourself, itself, themselves, ourselves, yourselves. So in this way you can make the emphatic pronouns and use them Okay, for putting emphasis in your sentences, for making your sentences more powerful or forceful. Okay, for making them for to emphasize something in a good way. So now we will proceed further and understand one another important pronoun, which is called demonstrative pronoun. So let's understand demonstrative pronoun. You know that demonstrative, the word itself suggests that these demonstrate something. When these are used with the noun and these indicate the point or object, okay, when these pronouns indicate some point or object which is denoted by the subject. So let's see. Demonstrative pronouns, these point out the things or persons denoted by the subject of the verb. For example, this pen is yours. This pen is these are his books. These are his books. Those are her pens. These are the examples. That boy is of your class. No. That house. No. That is a good book. Okay. So these are the examples of demonstratives. Okay. These are the examples of demonstrative pronouns. Now these same pronouns which are working here, which are used here like demonstrative pronouns, these can also be used as demonstrative adjectives. Okay. Here these are demonstrative pronouns. Okay. Now you see how these can also be used as demonstrative adjectives. These books are his. Those pens are hers. That book is good. So here these are used as demonstrative adjectives. Okay. So here we are just understanding how demonstrative pronouns indicate the nouns or the persons which are indicated by the subject of the verb. Okay. These indicate the persons or the things which are denoted by the subject of the verb, how these are used, and how these can also be used as adjectives. So I hope you have understood these pronouns and how they are used, and you will also be doing the same, using them in the correct way. So I am ending the class, and before that I remind you that if you are a regular student, then you will just recommend the channel to your friends. But if you are a new, then subscribe the channel. Okay, keep watching. Thank you.